why it's so cloudy. But guess what, Evan? No hurricane in sight. You just have to get through the next 2 weeks to September 21st for the cruise. I hope it doesn't get canceled. Yeah. So Gabrielle never became Gabrielle. But the next named Storm, she will be. What kind of episode could I create? Maybe like an observation ASMR. I don't think I've opened up this yet. Discover. Lord knows what they want. You know, you've got that Discover card that has an $8,000 credit line. You only have $1,600 left of available credit, but that's one of your cards that your strategy in 2025 was to keep that as long as possible. 0% for, I think it was a year and a half. Something like that. Now that's smart, right? Having a 0% credit card. But most people can't really manage their money very well, though. Which is why sometimes I advise people not to have a credit card if they can't handle it. 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 But it's super smart to keep your money in an online savings account. Right now paying 3.5%. Something like that. Put items that you need on the credit card for expenses like food and gas, and then pay it off a year and a half later, while the money that you would have used to pay it today sits in an high interest bearing savings account. So, but what did Discover send to me? Let's just read this. Okay, so, dear Evan, because you're a valued Discover card member with a good credit history, you've earned the opportunity to get the money you need with a Discover personal loan. Okay, whatever. I mean, just look at the words they choose. The phrases. You've earned the opportunity. The money can be sent as early as the next business day if you're approved for and accept the loan. You can get a same-day decision. Big deal. In most cases, it says, so take advantage of your preferred status and visit discoverpersonalloans.com before October 25. Lock in a fixed rate. Your new rate could be significantly lower than what you're currently paying. Well, do they know that I have no debt whatsoever? So they're preying on people, P-R-E-Y-I-N-G, that have credit card debt at very high interest rates. So they're saying, you have earned the opportunity. Yeah, you're privileged, right? Save money on interest. You could be saving hundreds or even thousands of dollars by using your funds to pay off higher rate loans and credit cards. You could erase higher interest debt. Yeah, well, there's no way to erase any debt. Just like the episode I dropped a couple days ago, Agent Evan was able to make it disappear. But that's not a reality, obviously. It's fantasy. Like what you used to live in, Evan, when you were in your 20s. You were a financial train wreck. So they obviously think that you're a financial train wreck still, but you're not. Simply choose the loan amount that's right for you, from $2,500 to $40,000. Once you consolidate your bills, you'll have one regular monthly payment that's easy to budget for. For example, if you get approved for $15,000 at 13% for 72 months, you would pay just $301 per month. Crazy. You know, most people don't really look at the numbers and figure out what's really going on here, so let's just figure this out. So, if somebody right now wanted to get this $15,000, as in their example, at about 13% APR, 12.99, whatever. They make it sound so much better when it's 12.99. For 72 months, that's a full 6 years that somebody would be paying back a loan of $15,000. So I get the $50,000 today, yippee. But then I have to pay $301 for 6 years. Was it 6 years? Yeah, 6 years. So 301 times 72 months, I would have to pay $21,672 over the course of the loan, right? You gotta look at it that way. $15,000 today, but I end up paying $21,672 for that $15,000. What's the difference? $6,672. And you know, the reality is, most people would take that $15,000 and not consolidate their other debt. Are you kidding me? No, they would not do that. They would buy something else. The new iPhone, a new vacation, a new down payment on a car, whatever. So, the people at Discover know that, and they have at the top preferred status. Yeah, it makes me feel super exclusive to be part of the people that receive this letter, because I am being awarded, according to them, for my good credit history. And I've earned the opportunity to get the money that they say I need. Because the person you were before, Evan, when you were young Evan and you were a financial train wreck, you would have bought into this hook, line, and sinker. 100%. I would have gone after this. I would have tried to get the $40,000. And they also give me a personal a personal invitation ID. It's personal. Yeah. It's for all the Discover consumers that have good credit. You deserve this. Here's your invitation. But hurry. It's not gonna last forever. And then it says, compare the benefits of a Discover personal loan for yourself. No prepayment penalties, no origination fees, same day decision, big deal. We live in a fast food society. People want to know right now, how much are they going to get? How much can they get? How much do they have to pay in a monthly payment? They don't think about the fact that they have to pay $6,000 or $7,000, and that was only at the 13% interest. And says on the first page that I may have been given 24% interest. Up to 24% interest, which would have been double the payment. So rather than paying $6,000, I could have paid $12,000 or $15,000, double or more for the original loan amount. How does this make sense for anybody? Unfortunately, in our country and other countries, people don't understand what's really going on with money. It drives me crazy. But I always have to remember, I always have to think back to who I was many years ago. And if I fell into things like this, other people are going to fall into these types of situations as well. It's really, really sad when you think about it, that we are rewarded by these credit card companies that prey on us, our emotions, that we deserve this money. Congratulations on your preferred status. You know, credit ratings and FICO scores, I think, are ridiculous. They make people think that because they have a good credit score, they can make minimum payments on things. Now, I can understand a home. That makes sense. But not a personal loan like this, where people are just going to blow all this money. And then there's this fancy little grid that allows me to decide on my loan amount and terms. Just like that ridiculous commercial on TV for a car company where they're allowing their consumers to pick the payment and their loan terms for their car. Oh, it makes it easy, right? Yeah, right. So they put the 84 months in the first column. Yeah, because that's the most attractive. I would rather stretch out this loan for 84 months for 7 years. Rather than 36 months. And it even says at the bottom here, it says, these are estimated payments that are an illustration only, and assume that you pay on time, which means they're going to make you pay more if you don't, which makes sense. And it's based on 13% APR. However, your APR, again, would be between 7.99 and 24.99 based on your credit worthiness at the time of the application. It says our lowest rates are available to consumers with the best credit. Many factors are used to determine your rate, such as your credit history, application information, and the term you select. And I think somewhere it gave an interesting disclaimer that said something like, you may be paying more in interest over time if you extend it out further. I guess people don't get that. They don't care. The way people need to think is, do not pay interest on anything. Get your debt paid off as quickly as possible. Do not accrue any more debt. Begin to save. Begin to invest, and never think in terms of this way of thinking again. Take this and throw it away, is what I say. And it takes people a long time to really figure that out. So maybe you can create an episode, Evan, on something about that letter for your subscribers and help them understand that they're never going to build wealth if they continue to perpetuate a cycle of poverty. never going to